smaller, like bungalow type houses that Polish immigrants built back in the day, and then they would start building them up like a floor at a time, so they would go from like a ranch to being a 2 or 3 story house with like a level that was kind of half a basement, you know. Some Milwaukee DPW right next to me on the right side, City Milwaukee. Hopefully the video comes out good. There's so much dried out salt on the roads right now that it's like impossible to keep your windshield clean. And I've had people in the past, you know, kind of call me out for like, oh, you didn't even clean your windshield. It's when you're filming in 1080 or 4K while driving around, it's easy to not notice there's a little speck of something on your windshield, or if there is, most of the time you can't do anything about it anyway, so apologize. Not really though. Okay, we're turning on the Greenfield Avenue. Relatively quiet until you get to 27th. This stretch here is just like residential, mostly Hispanic. When we get past 27th, then we're going to be in what would be considered the current heart of open air activity in Milwaukee, if that makes sense. Expect to see prostitutes and people that look sketchy. I don't even like driving through there with the dash cam on, but it's pretty discreet, and there's so much traffic right now, I'm not worried about it, but not a real good place to... Between 27th and 6th ain't the best place to be advertising that you're filming, put it that way. But it's all good. The Blue Kangaroo laundromat. Big old laundromat. Go ahead and let this guy through. A lot of the people that are moving around right now, just because the kids obviously are getting out of school, as you can see with all the school buses. And there you go. Let's go. There you go. There's another taco truck that you can't see to the right of me. So, I mean, the taco trucks are out in normal kind of numbers. Excuse me. Which is a good sign. We're on video 3 now. I know I haven't really introduced it, but purpose of this today is that the fact that last night on Milwaukee local news, they were saying the South Side of Milwaukee is like a ghost town right now because of Hispanic population that are laying low, fearing impending deportation and ICE and whatnot. So I didn't have anything to do for a couple hours. I figured let's come up here and check it out. So the past 2 videos, this one, watch them all please. I am going to be, and we together will be watching. I'm just driving a little route that's right through the parts of the city there, as Hispanic as it gets. Started out coming up on South 6th Street, just covered National Avenue from 6th to 35th, got off on Greenfield at 35th. We're going to take Greenfield all the way down to 6th Street, which this and Lincoln in particular are probably the most densely populated, most Hispanic parts, as much as anywhere in the city, put it that way. So we're going to have to stop here. Like I said previously, just a minute ago, once I get past this intersection, which is, they call South 27th Layden Street, or Layden Boulevard, when you get to a certain point, I think starting at Oklahoma, but mostly people refer to this as 27th still. Once I get east of 27th here, which is crossing this intersection, you're in an area where there's a lot of open air crime. There will be prostitutes on the sides of the roads. there's oftentimes, corners that are just occupied by people that are doing whatever they're doing. Crack the window a little bit. We'll see what happens on that here. If this looks like a ghost town, I'd say there's probably something. There's not a lot of people on the streets in the blocks ahead. I would say maybe there is something to what they're saying. Okay, traffic doesn't mean anything because everybody uses these roads as east-west arteries, and it's 4:04 p.m. right now, and it's sunny and warm out. I mean, it's almost 50 degrees and sunny, like as nice of a day as you'll ever have this time of year in Milwaukee. So a couple girls in front of me, they're just high school kids, not up to anything now. A few blocks in, there ain't much going on. There's traffic, like I said, but that don't mean nothing. This gas station to the right is like a hotbed of just riffraff, let's say. Like pretty much anything you want, you can find it there most of the time. It actually looks quiet. Older guy on a bike. Suspicious. You got some scooters. At this 21st is one of the corners where you see a lot of stuff sometimes. All these corners, I got all these board up buildings. That's people sit out on the porch steps and stuff doing whatever they're doing. So yeah, there's not people out like there normally is, and maybe they are onto something. Let me speak to that a little bit more too. When I talk about prostitution and drug dealers and stuff, that's not really Hispanic people doing that. That's more I'm just calling it the way I see it. There's no shade intended, but I mean, you're talking more younger black males and middle-aged white women for the prostitutes. So this is Cesar Chavez Boulevard ahead. I mean, like where I'm sitting right now, you can't get any more heard of the Hispanic community than where we are right now. This is as Hispanic as it gets. It's another intersection I don't care for much because a lot of people linger around and there's a lot of traffic, and it's set up weird because you have like a 6-way thing going. So I'm always happy to kind of just get through this one and be on my way. Which we did. Icon, some kind of cheap variety store that's been there now. Looks like it's empty now. It was there forever. Mexican restaurant to the right. Very high population density. A couple of really low-income apartment buildings. One of them to the left there, that brick one. Red brick. I haven't seen what looks like a prostitute yet. Maybe her. Another taco truck. I'm having mixed feelings about this so far. Seems like the riffraff is inside. More suspicious looking stuff going on. Like this big green building, that one right there to the right, there's all this stuff going on there. strip or speedway rather, that I just passed to the right, and that was like, don't know how many people approached me if I was looking for drugs or a girl while I was sitting in my car for a couple minutes waiting for the tow truck. 7th, you got a couple of cool restaurants here. One on the left is awesome. The stuff I'm saying is probably a little bit behind the video because I'm kind of calling it out more as I'm passing it, so scroll back a few seconds if you don't understand something I said, you know. Okay, we're going to turn southbound on the 6th again. And we'll probably just hit it down historic Mitchell, which is a few blocks south of here. I will say this looks quiet right here. I'm not, and again, not talking about the traffic. Not trying to repeat everything I say like 50 times either, but traffic doesn't mean anything. It's almost rush hour, and it's nice out. There should be traffic, but it doesn't mean that's people that live in the neighborhood. People use 6th Street to get in and out of downtown. I mean, it goes right into downtown northbound. So the next intersection, or next traffic light that's red right now, is going to be historic Mitchell. They call it historic right over here because there's a bunch of interesting buildings and a lot of businesses and stuff for the first couple blocks heading west out of here, but after that just basically turns into a grimy neighborhood that doesn't have anything going for it on the other side of Cesar Chavez, at least. This is an area you would expect to see people around. I mean, there's a lot of businesses, buses run through here. Not much going on. I don't know. It's not like I feel like the Hispanic population is laying low so much as everybody's just laying low. I don't know if the perceived threat of areas being watched or enough to scare the drug dealers and stuff out for a little while, or maybe they just took that back to the north side. Nothing going on. And again, so I keep on repeating, I mean, right now the temperature in my car, or on my car's temperature gauge, I'll let him, no problem, 48 degrees, which is, and this is like a once in a winter kind of day in Milwaukee. Like, it's up around 50 in January. Usually people get the itch and see people walking around with shorts on and stuff, which might seem unbelievable to people that are watching in different parts of the country and stuff, but I mean, 50 feels, it's like t-shirt weather. When you're from Wisconsin, it gets to be 50 in January. Yeah, quiet. Family Dollar's got some people coming and going, but very cool mural to the right there. Remember, I'm watching this all through my own eyes. I don't know how good it's showing up on how well you can see everything I'm pointing out on camera, but just giving you the first person perspective. So this is going to be South 13th up here, right here. South 13th.